Hi guys, welcome to another Android development tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to delete an internal storage file that was created by your app on an Android mobile device. Knowing how to do this is useful when it comes to having to remove internal files that were once created, but for any reason are no longer needed. All that is really needed in order to be able to follow through with this tutorial is a basic understanding of the Java programming language and some minimal knowledge about the Android Studio IDE. However, even if you don't have any of these things, then please feel free to follow along with me regardless. Alrighty, let's get to it. So for those of you who may have seen my earlier tutorials, then you're probably already familiar with the whole concept of writing data into internal storage files. However, in my previous videos, I didn't really show you how to delete internal storage files when you may no longer need them anymore. So that's where this new video comes in. Don't worry, deleting unneeded files is not nearly as hard as creating them. So therefore, this tutorial will no doubt be one of the shorter ones. I'm going to be using the very same example project that I used in my other tutorials, the dummy proj. Feel free to download it in the description below if you haven't already. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go open up the app's main activity.java file. Okay, as you can see, there are more than several functions inside of the main activity.java file, but today our main area of focus will be on the erase internal data function, which right now is empty. The function should expect a total of 0 arguments, unless of course you may want it to. And it should also return a Boolean value of either true or false, depending on whether or not our function completed successfully. Okay, so let's begin writing this method. So first what we'll need to do is we need to grab the absolute path to the specific folder where all internal files that were created using OpenFileOutputStream are usually stored. To do this, we'll create a variable of type file. Okay, let's go ahead and name it directory for the sake of simplicity. And then we need to invoke the getFilesDirectory method to retrieve the absolute path for which will be stored inside of our directory variable. So it's called getFilesDir. Okay, perfect. Okay, next we need to create a reference to the specific internal file that we want to delete. In order to do this, we need to know the precise name of the internal file that our data was written to. So in this case, the name of that file that the data that I inputted through the form was written to is called save data. So let's go ahead and create a new object of type file. I'll call it file for simplicity. Don't forget to invoke the constructor using new file. Okay, and let's go ahead and pass our save absolute directory path as the first argument, like so. And then we'll pass the specific name of the targeted file as the second argument. So in this case, the name of that file is save data. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now this next line is where the magic happens. What we're going to do is we're going to invoke the delete method of the file class, which in turn will delete the file. But of course, we'll also want to have some reassurance that the file was actually deleted like it should have been. So let's go ahead and store the file.delete method's return value inside of a separate Boolean variable. So I'll call it file deleted. Like so. So if the delete method of the file class in fact succeeded in its job, then it will return a value of true, and then file deleted will retain a value of true or false otherwise. Okay. So finally, we need to run a quick check to see if our targeted file was removed like it was supposed to. So what we'll do is we'll have our very own erase internal data method return a value of true if the file was removed and false otherwise. So it would look something like, if file was deleted, return true. Else return false. Okay, so we've successfully written our function. Okay, now before I put this function into action, let me go ahead and show you the specific internal file that resides in the file system of my emulated device. In this case, it should be located in the, here, let me open up the File Explorer. In this case, it should be located in the Data subfolder, Data subfolder Data, com.dummy package. And inside there should be a folder called Files, as you can see here, Files. And as you can see, here's the save data internal file that we're going to be deleting. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and start up the emulator. Okay, once again, we're back in the Android Studio. That pretty much concludes this tutorial on erasing internal storage files. Thank you so much for following along with me. Once again, the application used in this tutorial, the Dummy Proj application, is available in the description below. So yeah, go ahead and check it out if you haven't done so already. Feel free to use it in any way you like. You have my permission to do so. Yeah, happy coding, and yeah, best of wishes.